Hello YouTube, I am back to discuss a new season of Survivor that finished a few weeks ago, but I couldn't not talk about Survivor Australia versus the World, which is the best season of Survivor of the entire world since probably around Heroes versus Villains. It's been the best season in like 10 years at least. Better late than never, but since I'm late, I'll try to skim through some of the finer details. I'll discuss everybody, I'll go in the boot order, but I'm gonna work through these first few boots pretty quickly. The first boot was Rob from Survivor South Africa. I am familiar with Survivor South Africa. I was not excited to see Rob on this cast. He played a very dominant game. It was a very boring game, quite frankly, but I quite enjoyed seeing him get humbled by some actual competition. Now, if they're gonna have representation from South Africa, Palesa, that is who they needed to get, not Rob. So if they do Australia versus the world, again, Palesa, that should be the first person cast. The next boot was David. I watched Deal or No Deal Island. I am familiar with a good chunk of these Australia people. I have not watched every season, but I've watched a few seasons, so I do know who David is. I don't like David. I was very happy to see him get booted quite quickly here. I see he's taking over as the host next season. You will never be JLP. He is a fantastic host, and he will be dearly missed. And you know what? Shame on you for taking the gig knowing who was leaving the gig. There is something very scummy about that. Like, you just got $5 million on Deal or No Deal Island. You did not need this hosting gig. You want take the money. I don't like, there's some respect to it, but I'm side-eyeing him a little bit. Have some self-respect. How pathetic though to have the second boot of a season become the host the next season. Next boot was George. I was very happy to see Shanae get one over on him, and that's all. I was glad to see him go early. This was shaping up to be a fantastic boot order at this point. Oh. Our next boot was Tony. He got too bold. He thought he could outplay Sari and Parvati. No, you are not on their level. He has 2 wins, but I don't respect him very much as a 2-time winner. It took an all-winner season for him to get a win, and quite frankly, I thought Natalie deserved the win more than him. I thought Michelle deserved the win more than him. I think Tony is a very entertaining TV personality. I think he has some game skill, but no, he's not worth all the hype. I don't think he's like the greatest Survivor player of all time. I think he is very easily defeated in a lot of scenarios. And that was our pre-jury. 4 annoying men, all out, just right away. Like, it was already shaping up to be a good season. So the first juror, the merge boot, was Sarah. I'm familiar with Sarah. I do not like Sarah. When I saw she was on this cast, I like rolled my eyes. Sarah is a menace to society, and she continued that streak this season, trying to play loyal, but immediately flipping. It's just not in her nature to stay loyal to anybody. Never trust Sarah as far as you can throw her. I'm actually quite familiar with Sarah because I also watched The Face. So throwback to that too. Ooh. No, I just have never really liked Sarah, like, at all. Next boot was Kirby. I think of all the Australians on this cast, Kirby was the standout for me. I did not watch her season coming into it. Wasn't it like the last season or pretty recent? And she came in with all the big dogs, and she proved that she is a force to be reckoned with. I see she's going on Traders Australia. I hope she does well. I don't think I'll watch that unless I hear some good buzz about it. Seeing her get in with Suri, Parvati, and Shanae, that was like the alliance of dreams. And she had like her little girl crush on Parvati. They had the chemistry. They sure did. And oh, I felt so bad for Kirby that Parvati took her out. But Kirby was a big threat. Like, she can go with her head held high. I would have liked to see more of that alliance though. Like, I cannot lie. The next boot was Cass, and Cass is somebody I was not familiar with coming in. She has left a great impression on me this season. I think besides Suri and Parvati, she was the standout on the International Tribe. She came in, she aligned with all the girls. Yes, absolutely, all girls alliance all the way. A girl's girl. She found an idol. Oh, I was so impressed. And she was a force in the challenges, especially those endurance challenges. Her and Parvati, they were always going 2 and 2. And they had like this fun little frenemy thing. I think they were very much so friends, but with how it ended up, I think that edit kind of leaned into that. That's the thing with Australian Survivor. It very heavily pushes a narrative with the edit. And I appreciate it in some ways, but in other ways, that's kind of why it makes it hard for me to watch. It was when Cass left the game where you're like, oh, Parvati's got it in the bag, because she was really the last force in the game that was really giving Parvati any struggle. But I think she was a great TV personality. Very impressed that she was able to do all she did in a language that's not her original language. Props to you, because like I'm trying to learn languages myself. I've tried for years. I'm still trying. It's hard. So for her to come into this show and have that as like a disadvantage, it did not slow her down at all. I hope that Cass gets to come back to Australian Survivor, because I really think she could make even more of a name for herself on this show. Like, yes, let's get the Cass worldwide tour. And following Cass right out the door was Tommy. He left in the second boot. I was also not familiar with Tommy coming in. I'm still not familiar with Tommy leaving the season. He was a big burst of nothing on the show. Sorry, like, he was kind of the dud of the cast, but he also had the second language barrier that Cass had. I'll give some grace with that. I mean, maybe he was a little fun, but he was against Parvati, so I'm just not rooting for you. I was happy to see him leave. Bye. Come for the queen, it'll cost you. The next boot was Lisa, and this is where I started to get a little sad, because we came into this season and I was familiar with Lisa. I was definitely familiar with Lisa. I knew she was a force. I think she played it down. I heard that she like spread lies and had people like pushing her name down. Icon, she was thinking. Lisa is a fan of this game, and as a fan of this game, she came in and she fangirled over Suri, which is exactly what I would do if I was on the season. She could not contain her excitement for being on the same season as Suri. Yes. And she was working with Suri. Oh, Lisa Fields, welcome to the family. You can be right alongside Izzy and Jared. Lisa wasn't able to do much maneuvering in this season. By the time we get to the merge, Parvati just had such a chokehold on the game. And then in this double tribal, we have Lisa kind of like trying to quit. And I was like, girl, get it together. But she didn't quit. She came back and she fought in her boot episode. She fought. And when she was like, you know, I don't stand a chance, she says, how can I position things better for Suri? Yes, Lisa, you have my support for life. A true ride or die Suri fan, you're doing what you need to do, falling on the sword, thinking about Suri. How can we get Suri to win? A real, true gem. Lisa, I love you. I love Lisa. Oh, I will support Lisa to the end of the days. Let's get Lisa on Traders. Let's do it. Let's get Lisa everywhere. Wait. Let's get Lisa on The Amazing Race with Suri. Although, I mean, there's so many people Suri could go on The Amazing Race with at this point. But let's have Lisa in the conversation. I need more Lisa. I love Lisa. And honestly, I will say, it's been a few weeks. Every single day, I come back to the video of Lisa saying, I want Suri to win more than anything in this world.
I want Suri to win Survivor more than anything in the world.
I watch it like it's my daily mantra, and I'm like manifesting. So I'm like, thank you, Lisa. I get my day started out with you. Love you. You're an icon. Anybody hating on Lisa for trying to quit, you just don't get it. Lisa is that girl. Put respect on Lisa's name. I don't play about Lisa. The next boot was Shanae, and she was kind of like the it girl of Survivor Australia. I'm familiar with Shanae. She did not bring much this season. I think she was kind of out of it because she like just had a child. She was here for a legacy, and she had a very respectable run. Like, top 5, yes, props to you. But she just, her heart wasn't in the game, I don't think. This was not a good outing for Shanae. The edit didn't really do her any favors. It didn't make her like a fun TV personality. I wish they would have done a little more with her there. But it is what it is. She's here. She can hold her head up high. This is probably the last time we're going to see Shanae. And you made a deep run. What else can you ask for, really? And the next boot was Cirie. I am devastated. She came so close to the win here. I've been rooting for Cirie to win for years and years and years and years. I've sat through everything. Traitors, it healed something in me, Traitors. Like, I had to go watch the Traitors finale after I watched Cirie lose this fire-making challenge. I did, and it brought me back, but my heart won't fully heal until I see Cirie win Survivor. And she's on Survivor 50. She's gonna win Survivor 50. That's what I've been manifesting. I know it's already filmed. I'm still manifesting it. Let's do it. Cirie, you're winning. She played a fantastic game here. It was her and it was Parvati, and they were running the show. They were doing everything. Parvati got a little more credit because she won in the edit, but it was definitely a team effort, and you could see what Cirie was doing, and I really think she could have won if she won that fire-making challenge. I think she was gonna win. Seeing Cirie and Parvati reunited after all of these years, it was so fun. And then we also got to see like the Cirie and Lisa dynamic, which like Cirie playing with a fan. Well, we saw that on Big Brother, and like I was glued. I was glued to the screen, but it was fun to see that in like Survivor land, because Survivor is Cirie's home, though she was amazing on Big Brother, but this isn't about Big Brother. Cirie is my favorite Survivor player of all time. I would go as far to say I think Cirie is the queen of reality TV competition shows. Of anybody who's ever been on them, I think Cirie is the one. I would put her like on the reality TV Mount Rushmore. I would view her in the conversation with like Tiffany New York Pollard and Nene Leakes. I just view Cirie that highly. If I see Cirie on a show, I'm there. If I see Cirie doing anything, I'm there. Always supporting Cirie. To have to watch Cirie lose fire making not once but twice in this season, it really was devastating to me. Like, I did not think that was something I would ever have to see again. I am still devastated by her season 12 fire-making loss, and to have to relive that twice, oh my god. And we had Lisa watching the second one, and I really felt like Lisa, like you could see Lisa was more devastated than Cirie. I mean, I think both Lisa and Parvati were more devastated by Cirie losing than Cirie was. Cirie was just like, I got my appearance check, yeah, but I need Cirie to win. Maybe Cirie isn't that worked up about it, but I need it. I need it, Cirie. We need to give Cirie the justice she deserves. She was so close this season. It didn't happen. Survivor 50, that is Cirie's season. That's the only outcome I accept. That brings us to the final 3. We had Janine. She was our 3rd placer. Look, Janine was fun. She was kind of playing like Luke's lapdog this season. I think a lot of that was editing. I think she was closer to Serene Parvati than she got credit for. But the edit didn't really do her many favors. I feel like she got an edit to prop up Luke. And then she did sacrifice her whole game to give Luke a chance at winning, honestly. And I guess, like, protect your reputation, because I know the Australians do not play about Luke. So even winning Survivor, it's like, it's not worth it to get the wrath of the Australians who really go crazy for Luke. I get it. I do get it. But also, I really do think Janine, she had a fighting chance against Serene Parvati, because I think they would have split votes. I think if Janine really had a solid case there, she could have won, and she could use taking out Luke as a good case for that too. But she stood no chance winning if she just went with Luke. I think she really blew it at the end here. I think she took herself out of it. I'm a little mad about it because, like, it cost Serene. I think Serene probably would have won in that final 3. But whatever. It is what it is. I think Janine is fun. This wasn't a great outing for her, though. And then second place, we had Luke. A menace. I was waiting for him to get the boot all season. He sucks up screen time. He's very annoying. He's the one thing that really could have ruined the season, but luckily he didn't win. I don't like him. I know he's like the Australia fan favorite and he's always going to get like the Golden Boy edit, but I think he's just a loser. And that's why he lost here. I'm not impressed. Boo, tomato, bye. And now to talk about the winner of the season, Parvati Shallow. Oh my god, the Queen of Survivor, the best to ever play Survivor. I felt that way before this season, but this season I feel like it really made it no argument. She just is Survivor. She knows how to play. I watched Stupid Deal or No Deal Island season 2 for her. I love Parvati. She's both entertaining, strategic. She gives you everything you want when you're watching a TV show. Just icon. And then we had her and Sari together again, one of the greatest reality TV duos of all time. This was the Parvati show. She had the most confessional, she had the most screen time, she had the most pull in every episode, she was making every move. I think the idol bluff on Cass and just running that whole tribal council is the most impressive thing I've ever seen Parvati do. Just, wow, give her her tens. The greatest Survivor player of all time, hands down. I don't think there's any competition. Maybe people will give her problems because it's like international, but the only other people really in the conversation ever were Tony and Sandra, and they both came on Australian Survivor and they lost. So Parvati, she's taking it. I hope she never plays Survivor again. She doesn't need it. I'd love to see her like host Survivor, and I know she's making her own show. Very excited. I'll be seated. Love the Queen Parvati, doing it for the LGBT community. Icon, legend. She is that girl. That's all I have to say. Those are my thoughts on Survivor Australia versus the World, one of the greatest Survivor seasons ever made. Oh my god, if you have not watched it yet, just go ahead and watch it. Go find it. Go dig it out of the trenches. It's so worth it just to see Parvati and Sari doing the thing in the year 2025. It's everything I ever needed in my life. So until next time, bye.